Oh my god. Are we rolling? Okay. Yo, Maria, can you give me my coffee?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we're really doing this. Oh, we're really doing this. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, she, her pronouns. And today I'll be introducing you to a little show I call Let's Be Real. And no, I didn't get it from the app Be Real. Do not come at me with that. But basically, I will be talking about topics that we should be real about. I mean, for example, like friendships or mental health or just anything that's on my mind during the week of the episode. I'm going to bring on some people who I love and cherish and who I think deserve to be on the show because of experiences I've had with them or stuff that I know that would really impact another person's life. And hold on, I'm gonna have a coffee break. Coffee's really good at night. Yes, that's really bad for me. I'm very caffeinated. You're gonna, that's not a thing, but hey, slay, I guess. I have a caffeine addiction, which you'll later learn, but not in like a bad way, more like that iconic way, like when people are like, coffee's my personality. I was a barista for 2 years, so I know a little bit. Like, when I catch someone making a bad espresso shot, I have to call them out because I'm like, Maybe it's because I want to make it better, but then again, they did make me register for 2 years because I didn't know how to do a good shot, but shh, no one needs to know. But yeah, you're probably like, why would you watch this if it's just you right now? You know what? Valid. You kind of want to know who I am a little bit. So, I mean, I guess I'll talk a little bit about me because that's important. Fun fact, I actually switched my major in the spring of last year. And it was probably one of the most scariest, also coolest thing I ever done because everyone hears this story, but you're going to be involved. I went to SNL for the first time, ever. Dress rehearsal, freezed my whole body outside. It was worth it because for Kieran Culkin, if you don't know who Kieran Culkin is, he's the love of my life, but he's on Succession. He's also Macaulay Culkin's brother. You probably will look him up as I'm talking about him, so I'll let you do that. But I went, and I was watching so much happen, and I went, I need to switch my major. I still have my original major as my minor because I love theater, and that will never go away. Literally, I used to be that girl that used to stand in front of a pizzeria and just start dancing and singing. And yes, it did embarrass my mother, but she was like, my daughter's special in the best way possible. And ever since then, I've just been I have to do things, no matter what. If I know I have to do something, I have to do it. I'm currently writing my second play. I'm working on fixing my first play with the help of my friend Lucian. He's probably gonna pat himself on the back because he's like, oh my god, she mentioned my name. She mentioned my name. Yeah, Lucian, I did. So hope you appreciate that because you know what, I will always mention you. So now that you know I like theater and that, and I'm a communications major. Oh, I didn't say what I changed my major to. That would be so silly if I never admitted it. What about if I was like, I'm actually a STEM major. Math is my passion. It's actually not. I'm so bad at math. I had to take 3 math classes. It was awful, but hey, I don't have to do it. So I actually asked people on the Kane TV Instagram to send in some things. So I had so you guys can get a sense of what is on my mind with certain things in life. And yeah, let's get into it. I have no idea what's on here. I asked people from our school, people that don't go to school here, so slay. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Someone asked what to do if someone tells you a secret that could hurt both parties if you blab/don't blab. Man, this happened to me so many times actually. And it's crazy because I'm currently in a situation like this with both parties. I'm closer with the other party, and then the second party, I'm just like, oh, I know you. We get along to a degree, but cool. I honestly, maybe this is like really bad, but I write it down like in a journal because no one will say if my notes app got hacked into, I can't trust that. Like, what if someone hacked into my iCloud and it went viral? But not viral, and let's be honest, just exposure. But I write it down because if I can't vocally tell someone because they ask me not to, I have to write it down. Because sometimes you can't stick your noses in things you can't control. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say something that happened in high school. My friend was dating this guy who was very bad to her. And I kept finding out things. And I wasn't allowed to say a thing. But then it got to a point when I found out he cheated on her. And I instantly was like, that's where I have to say something. And I was like, hey, I found this out. I think you have the right to know. That's the only time I think I ever went to a degree where I was like, I have to blab. I have to blab. Because if I don't, it's just going to suck, respectfully. Because I know some people are like, if you know something, you should say it. Like, I've had friends that are like, how come you didn't tell me? Or you should always tell me when you find something out. But at the end of the day, you have to decide for yourself. Should I do this or should I not? So that's that. Oh my God, someone also asked me ice cream versus milkshakes. So like, I'm not supposed to have dairy. So some of the places I go to give me like, you know, like non-dairy stuff. So I'm gonna go with ice cream. I like green tea ice cream the most. It's Lay's. Oh, dang. How to tell if your friendships are toxic. We're actually gonna have a friendship episode where we actually talk about like fake friendships in general, like everything. Respectfully, I heard this one time in a podcast was, if you are in a friendship and it serves you, and then you start to feel it no longer serves you, don't carry on. Like, don't hold on to it. Because if it doesn't serve you, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're holding on to excessive waste that you don't need. And if you hold on to it, the toxic environment is going to get into you. It's going to make you have a bad mindset. And you don't want to think like that. You want to have a good life because you only live once. YOLO, as they said in like 2012. I still say it to a degree. So, how do you deal with stress when feeling overworked? So, as a workaholic, ouch. I talk a lot, as you could probably tell by now. And sometimes when I talk, I just sound like a broken record. And sometimes when you write stuff down, it gets it off the page more. So I always carry a journal around with me wherever I go. And if something's bothering me or I need to take a second, I write it down. Or I use my notes app, even though I'm so anti-notes app for some things. And I just let it out because it's so bad, but I analyze my stress. Like 3 days later, I'll be like, so why was I stressed over this overwork that I did? Like, why was I stressed over schoolwork? Why was I stressed about my job? Which I actually am never stressed at my job. I love my job. I love my job. I'm not gonna tell you where I work because I'm not about to have anyone come visit me, but slay. How do we use fashion? How do we use fashion to express ourselves? I feel like there is just a wide variety in fashion and you could do so much with it. I feel like there's no such thing as someone can't wear something. Like, respectfully, I wear a lot of pantsuits, or I look like I come out of a conference meeting almost every day, or some days I come out looking like I'm like from like an 80s movie. That's like what someone described to me one time and I was like, slay, because I love 80s movies. They slay hardcore. And I feel like fashion is just such a great way to like get a first impression off someone too, respectfully. Like, there's people I meet in the city for 5 seconds and I'll literally be like, oh my God, I love your scarf, or I love your pins. Like, fashion can help you with such like small little details about someone. Like, sometimes someone will literally look at what I'm wearing and they'll be like, you're a cool soul. And I'm like, thank you. I love that that's what you think of me by just what I'm wearing. So slay. Yeah. How to get your life back on track. Wow. That's a little deep because sometimes I don't even know how to do that. I think for me personally, and this doesn't have to be everyone, but I kind of reflect on what has happened in the past few months, depending where I am at life, especially in December, I was really going through it and I was trying to figure out why I just started shaking. Slay. I got a little chill. Did I really? I basically was trying to figure out what was going on. I was trying to reflect. I would open my journal and read back to old pages, which is such a very scary thing to do, to see where I was in October or November, and then try to figure it out then and there. But so what you really have to do is kind of separate yourself. I'm not saying fully not be around people, but like, say for example, your friends are going out on a Friday night and you're just exhausted mentally, or you still don't know where you are with life. Take that time to sit down with yourself and truly like just be yourself for the night. Like, do something comforting, and as you're like healing yourself, you can figure out what you want to do from there. Because sometimes when you're with a lot of people, especially in a school environment, it's hard to just like figure out what you want to do for yourself, how to get back on track. Because with other people influencing your actions, it's hard to figure out like what you want in a way. I hope that makes sense. Top 5 favorite queer icons. The person that asked this, you slay. Very hardcore for that. That's so hard because there are like so many cool people. The first one, I just have to. Bowen Yang. He's a comedian. He is a star. He has his own podcast called Las Culturistas. I've met him before, and he slays. I gave him a birthday card when I went to go see SNL, and he was just so happy. He took a photo. Well, he couldn't get his camera to freaking work. He was like, I'm out of storage. But he was trying to take a photo. And I was like, the fact that he even wanted to made me so happy. Elton John also slays, hardcore. I love Elton John. I love his music. Oh my god. Phenomenal. Jesse Tyler Ferguson. I've been waiting to see that man like in anything. He's not only like a TV star, but he like theater. So when I saw that man in person, I'm like, whoa, this is not real. This is kind of crazy. But there's so many people from theater. And oh, Sis. There's an actress named Sis who is mainly in theater, but she was in Pose and she slays. Oh, MJ Rodriguez from Pose too. Oh my god. There's just so many like queer icons. Like, I can't just name like top 5 favorites. There's just so many cool people out there. And it's gonna keep going and going and going. And there's also people from history that like inspired so many people too. So yeah. So like that didn't really answer the top 5, but like, hey, people. Da, 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 da. Oh, this is a good one. Any activities you do to practice mindfulness, take time for yourself outside of school. Like I kind of said earlier, alone time. I don't care if people think that makes you, some people are so sensitive when you want alone time. I'm like, no, take it or leave it. Like, I love spending the day to myself. I take myself on dates almost all the time when I have the time. I took myself to go see a movie one time, and I went to go get coffee. I snuck it into the theater like a rebel, and it slayed. I go to my favorite towns. I like to write. I also meditate, but sometimes when I meditate, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I will literally listen to a guided meditation. I'm like, am I doing this right? But yeah, those are just some of the ways that I guess I practice mindfulness and I take time for myself. Oh, I also like planning things, and shockingly enough, maybe it's just because of who I am, but I love doing research papers for fun. I love doing research because I think you'll always discover something new that you didn't know every day, or it can help, or a source that you find online can help you conduct a study that has never been like really focused on before. So that slays hardcore. And yes, I keep saying slay hardcore because my friend Kristen always just likes to say slay, but she says it with like the $sign. Like, is there a real meaning to that? No, but slay. You know what? Someone did it as favorite show or movie. You watch to relax. And, you know, there's a lot. But truly, it's gonna sound so silly, but my favorite show to watch when I want to relax is actually Bluey. The children's show. I love Bluey. I think her, Bluey and her sister Bingo, who is my favorite person, like truly iconic, favorite animal, whatever, slays. I also just think it's something nice to put on. It's 7 minutes every episode, so it's like a nice little thing to have on. But I think that's a nice way to end this little introduction, and you'll be able to get to know me more as we go along. But I want to thank you all for watching today, and sorry I put some pumpkin in here and I needed it, but I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this. And if you liked it, cool, and if you didn't, I can't help you from there. Thanks for still watching, but if you didn't like it, that's okay. But slay. I hope you all have a nice day or night or whatever time you're watching this at, and I hope to see you all next time. Stay tuned for more. Yeah. Bye.